So why do smart people not understand God? Because God is not a bearded man in the clouds. God is infinity. God is truth. God is infinitely meta. To understand God, your mind needs to become infinitely meta. Literally, you need to be able to detach from the whole of reality, every single one of your attachments. And you have to grasp it implicitly. You can't grasp God explicitly in a finite manner because God is infinite. So you can't make God finite. So this is the mistake that scientists and rationalists and other materialists and folks make, is that they keep asking, like, Leo, show us a proof for God. But when you say a proof for God, what you're talking about is you're talking about a quantified, formalized, finite, explicit symbolic proof via language or logic or mathematics or whatever. But by definition, that can't be God because that's finite. See? The problem is that you're not understanding that. You're not understanding what you're asking for. What you're asking for is impossible. And you take the impossible thing you're asking for and you take that as evidence of the fact that God isn't real. But that's just because you're asking for something impossible. It's like you're asking for me to show you a square circle. So this kind of impossible thing you're asking for gives your ego then a plausible deniability where you say, Leo, since Leo can't explicitly state it, since Leo can't explicitly state the truth, that means the truth must not exist, or he must not understand it, or that the truth cannot be accessed. No one can know the truth. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the truth exists. You can access it. I've accessed it. Many people have accessed it. You can access it too. But you have to drop your foolish expectation to make the truth explicit. You can't make the truth explicit. You need to go meta. See, you're trying to get the truth while staying within your frame. And I'm saying you can access the truth, but not within your frame. You have to pop outside your frame, and the next frame, and the next frame, and the next frame. You have to pop outside of every single frame, and then you will get absolute truth. And if you cling to any frame at all, you will not get absolute truth. And because you're clinging to one particular frame somewhere in this infinite chain of frames, you think that there isn't truth or there isn't God. That's just because you're stuck. That's all it is. Your mind is just stuck. That's literally all that it is. And all of our work here is just to lubricate your mind. All of these videos, all of my talking, you might wonder, well, Leo, if the truth can't be spoken, how come you talk so much? Well, because the words are only fingers pointing to the moon. They're just lubrication for your mind, for you to lubricate your mind such that these frames stop clinging and you can just keep going meta, and not cling to anything. At some point, it's going to click in your mind that, like, you pop out of one frame, religion, then you pop out of the next frame, science, then you pop out of the next frame, mathematics, then you pop out of the next frame, logic, then you pop out of the next frame, physical objects, then you pop out of the next frame, time, then the next frame, space. You keep popping out of every single frame until you realize they're all just fucking partial frames, and it doesn't matter what the fucking content of the frame is. It doesn't matter if it's religion or science or anything. Mathematics, it's all imaginary, and you keep popping out of it forever until you're fucking dead. And you realize in the end that the final frame that you have to pop out of is the thing you call your life. And then you're awake. But you see, everybody is holding on to every single frame, because if you truly were able to lubricate your mind sufficiently that the frames would just slip past and you would just fall out of them, your life would be over. Your life hinges upon which frames you cling to. Therefore, I'm trying to lubricate your mind, but your mind has defense mechanisms which are resisting the lubrication. And nobody can help you with that but you. You have to want this. It can't be done to you. if you're too scared of the consequences of what's going to happen, if your mind is fully lubricated and every frame is broken, then that fear you have, whatever level of fear you have, that's exactly where you find yourself in life. That's where your mind is stuck. Your mind is stuck by your level of fear. The more of the fear, the lower down you're stuck. You'll be stuck somewhere in Christianity or in Islam. If you have a little bit less fear, you'll be stuck in science and atheism. If you have a little less fear, you'll be stuck in some spiritual thing, Buddhism or whatever. You have a little less fear, you'll be stuck somewhere higher up. So really just ask yourself, what am I clinging to? Intellectually, what do I cling to in life? Which ideas, which theories, which ideologies, and then let them go. Notice the payoff you get for the things you cling to. Like if you're a capitalist and you cling to your capitalist beliefs, you get a payoff for that. And that payoff, it could be intellectual satisfaction, like you might just feel like, oh yeah, I'm better than those stupid Marxists. It could be like that. That's one payoff. Another payoff is just millions of dollars in your bank account from the business that you run. That could be another payoff. Maybe you're trading stocks, maybe you're a landlord, and you earn lots of money that way. Great payoff for you. Do you want to let it go? No? Okay, well then you'll be stuck where you are. See, you're afraid of letting that go. What would happen if you let go of Wall Street? What would happen if you let go of running a business? What would happen if you let go of your anti-Marxist ideology? The kind of satisfaction you get for hating Marxists. That's just one example. If you're a Marxist, it's the same shit. The same shit on a structural level. On a meta level, it's the same shit. The content is different, but the shit's the same. If you're a Marxist, one of the biggest juices you get in your day is hating on capitalists. You see a rich capitalist on TV and you just want to smack him in the face for being such a selfish asshole. And that juices your ego up and you feel good about yourself because of this. It's an addiction you have. And then you get to whine and complain for your lack of success in life. Because, oh, Leo, I can't be a millionaire because, if I was, then I would be one of those evil capitalists. And all I do is I just sit online on some Marxist forum and just, talk shit about capitalism. And that's what you devote your life to. But if I would rather have you spending the next 10 years on a Marxist forum whining about capitalism or actually being a capitalist, I'd rather you be a capitalist. At least you'll produce something of value for the world, even if you end up, burning some rainforests while you're at it. At least you'll do something productive. Your stupid, bullshit Marxist posts on some forum on Reddit or whatever isn't going to do shit. It's just going to get more people, stuck in the same kind of frame of mind that you're stuck in. So what if you let that go? Do you dare? See, that's the whole trick here, is that nobody dares let this go. It's very difficult to let go of these intellectual attachments. And they're not merely intellectual. They also have real-world payoffs. Like, for example, you might be a Marxist and you might be married to a Marxist. And maybe the reason you and your girlfriend, who's now your wife or whatever, are, maybe the reason you fell in love and even had children is because you were both Marxists and really passionate about that, and your whole relationship is built upon, discussing political theory or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, for some people it might be that way. And then, would you surrender that? How do you convince the person like that to surrender it?